Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get into it. All right. So shouts out to everybody that comes into the room. We need those likes. So make sure that you guys smash that like button. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you guys know what to do. Make sure that you take a moment and hit that bell. All right. Watch the video all the way through to the end and hit the links at the end of the video. All right. So we got a jam-packed C19 report today, and we are going to be going into some deep detail about many different things. We're going to talk about monkeypox. We're going to talk about weed. We're going to talk about C19. We're going to talk about epidemiology patterns. We are going to talk about a lot of stuff. So if that's what you guys are here for, if that's what you guys want to do, throw some flame emojis into the comments and let's get it cracking. All right. Got my man AB Promotions in the building early. What up with it, AB? Good to see you as always. We got Maya Wolves in the building. What up with it, Maya? Good to see you as always. So I got an interesting video that I want to show you guys about monkeypox. We got Katsy up in here. What up with it? Good to see you as always, Katsy. Let's check this out.
In May, a rare case of monkeypox, a virus closely related to smallpox, was diagnosed in the UK.
That first UK case, which was from a traveller in Nigeria, is now thought to be unconnected to the wider outbreak, but the UK went on quite quickly.
Shout out to Tammy. What up with it, Tammy?
Today, the UK has the globe's highest monkeypox case numbers, and the virus has spread to more than 4,500 confirmed or suspected cases across.
So now, what I want you guys to know is that Europe, if you guys have not been following Blacklight Revelations 4, Europe is currently on fire. It's burning up there. Literally, climate temperatures at all-time highs. Monkeypox is at an all-time high in Europe as well. But what I find fascinating is that when it comes to these issues that are going on, you're not really hearing too much about them in the mainstream media. So my question to everybody that's watching is, where is all of this information going? And if they're not talking about it in the mainstream media, how can anybody be made aware? How can anybody be helped with this kind of situation? Very interesting. The third video that I have lined up for you guys is going to tell it all.
Across at least 40 countries, including the US and Canada. On Tuesday, the CDC said they're significantly expanding monkeypox vaccination efforts in the US. The agency also said it is now recommending vaccines for people with presumed exposure to the viral illness and not just confirmed exposure.
So now, do you guys see what's going on here with monkeypox? Do you guys see what's going on here? This article here is talking about the encouragement of vaccinations for people. They've lessened the requirements as far as who should versus who shouldn't get the monkeypox vaccine. My question, why? Shouts out to my man Carlton Way in the building. What up with it?
So, how serious is the monkeypox outbreak? And should Americans be concerned about contracting this virus? Last month, World Health Organization officials said they expected monkeypox cases to grow, but stressed that the situation was containable.
This is a containable situation.
Now, my question is, does it seem like monkeypox is being contained effectively? If you guys feel that monkeypox is indeed being contained effectively, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys do not feel that monkeypox is being contained effectively, give me a thumbs down and also let me know what you guys think is going on. And shouts out to my man AB Promotion for that excellent comment. We're going to actually go into that with an old news clip that I found. We're going to actually go into that.
particularly in the countries like where we are seeing these outbreaks that are happening across Europe, in North America as well.
This month, the WHO said that monkeypox doesn't, at this point, constitute a global health emergency.
They have said, however, that they might revisit that decision if the situation worsens. So, for example, if there was evidence that people were getting more severe disease, or if there was evidence that the virus was spreading into more vulnerable groups like children or people with weakened immune systems.
In the US, so far over 300 cases have been confirmed across at least 27 states and the District of Columbia.
Textbook monkeypox typically starts with flu-like symptoms. You've got a fever, headache, muscle ache, backache, and then a few days later you get a rash, normally starting on the face and spreading out, and it's a little like chickenpox. So it starts as these flat red marks. They become kind of pimple-like. But in the current outbreak, there have been lots of case reports of pretty different looking symptoms. Some people are getting no rash, some people are getting very subtle rashes. A lot of times people are noticing a concentration of the rash in the genital area rather than starting in the face.
Now, I don't know if you guys are aware, but there was a case of monkeypox confirmed in a child. Did you guys hear about that? There was a confirmed monkeypox case in children. Now, my question for everybody is, what does that mean? What does that mean exactly? That there's a monkeypox case in children. That's kind of scary, in my opinion. What does that say? To me, that kind of says something. Uh-huh. That's what that says to me. That's what that says to me. If you guys agree with Katsy and Carlton, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't and you have a different theory, give me a thumbs down and let me know what's on your mind. Shouts out to my man U-Law in the building. What up with it, bro?
Scientists believe the main way monkeypox is spread is by close contact. Previous research found that monkeypox virus particles spread over short distances via respiratory.
Now, this is what I want you guys to pay attention to, all right? I want you guys to pay attention to what's being said right here, because there's a British physician who made a video about monkeypox. This guy actually is a very popular YouTuber. He has over 2 million subscribers. We're going to check out his video and react to it, and I want to know what you guys think about it. But what I want you guys to do right now is pay very close attention to what's being said about monkeypox. And in the comment section, I need to know what you guys do and don't agree with.
Droplets. But it is unknown whether monkeypox can spread by tinier airborne particles, known as aerosols.
So there are high levels of virus in the pus-filled lesions that the disease causes, and contact with that is thought to be the main mode of spread. Monkeypox is much less easily spread than a virus that can be spread easily through the air, like COVID-19 would be an obvious example. But if you are in very close contact with someone,
What up with it,
is
Carla?
quite easy to catch.
U.S. health officials found that monkeypox cases are concentrated in specific communities. According to the CDC, at least some of the U.S. cases were people who identify as gay, bisexual, or men who have sex with men.
Boom. So now what I find fascinating is that, again, they flat out say this and then turn around and say other things. They downplay that. So now my question is, how did a child get this? You see? How did children get it? I want to know how those kids got monkeypox. Shout out to my man RG Titan. What up with it, bro? How did this happen? That's what I want to know, guys. That's what I'm curious about. How'd that happen? Catsy says it has to be abuse. I gotta agree. I gotta agree. And if it's not, it definitely needs to be looked into. Or prolonged close contact. Fact. Shouts out to hey, Mr. Knickerbocker.
The virus can infect anyone regardless of sexuality, but infectious disease experts think that the virus is exploiting very close contact between some members of this community to spread. This is the first time since the HIV epidemic of the 1980s that a newly emerging disease has, cropped up and is concentrated in this community. One big difference between now and then is that while public health authorities were very slow to respond to the HIV epidemic, this time they are making a lot of effort to get the message out to gay and bisexual men. They're doing
Will do,
things like
Catsy.
handing out information at Pride events. They're
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 13 people watching. Shouts out to all 13 people who are watching. And we have 7 likes. If everybody can smash that like button, we'll have 20 likes, which is exactly what we need. All right. So please make sure you guys smash that like button.
Sending push notifications on dating apps like Grindr.
Most cases of monkeypox resolve on their own without treatment. However, there are some antiviral drugs and a vaccine that were developed for smallpox that also work against monkeypox. On Tuesday, Danish vaccine maker Bavaria Nordic, which is the only producer of a vaccine licensed for monkeypox, said it will meet demand.
It's just like a traditional vaccine. It builds your immune system. It stimulates your immune system, so you are better prepared to fight the monkeypox you are infected with.
Monkeypox was discovered in lab monkeys in Denmark in 1958, hence the monkey in monkeypox. That said, monkeys aren't thought to be the main vector or carrier of the disease.
Scientists aren't totally sure what species is the
Now, did you hear that? I want you guys to pay very close attention because they said that it came from Denmark.
Fight the monkeypox you are infected with.
Monkeypox was discovered in lab monkeys in Denmark in 1958.
So what's all this Nigeria talk?
You are infected with.
Monkeypox was discovered in lab monkeys in Denmark in 1958.
How many of you guys knew that? Monkeypox was discovered in lab monkeys in Denmark in 1958. If you guys knew that, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you did not know that, give me a thumbs down.
Hence the monkey in monkeypox. That said, monkeys aren't thought to be the main vector or carrier of the disease.
Scientists aren't totally sure what species is the main carrier, but it seems to be very widely circulating among certain rodents in the rainforests of the Congo Basin in Central Africa. And the first human case was discovered in 1970 in a 9-year-old boy in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
In the current outbreak, about 4,500 people have been confirmed with monkeypox in countries where the virus doesn't normally occur, and none of those have died. Thus far, there's only been 1 death in Nigeria.
So again, like what you guys need to see is that regardless of what's going on, they'll just keep bringing up Nigeria. They'll just keep bringing up Nigeria. All right. So now you guys heard what they said when they talked about which community this affects, right? Now, I want you guys to pay very close attention. We got another video, which is probably just some more basic information, which there's nothing wrong with basic information. It's repetition. The more you repeat, the more you learn, the more that it sticks. So it doesn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? So we'll watch this and then we're going to react to this video that this we're going to watch one more video and then we're going to react to this video that this doctor from the UK came out with.
A handful of monkeypox cases have been reported or are suspected in Britain, Portugal, Spain, and the US. The outbreaks are raising alarm because the disease mostly occurs in West and Central Africa and only very occasionally spreads elsewhere. Here's what scientists know so far. Monkeypox is a virus that causes fever and a distinctive bumpy rash. There are two main strains. The Congo strain is more severe, with up to 10% mortality. The West African strain has a fatality rate of 1%. Jimmy Whitworth is a professor of international public health at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine.
It usually starts.
Now, my man Carlton Way says once FBA start getting monkeypox, the media will be covering this disease a lot more. They'll have a lot more people's faces all over it too, won't they?
Starts with fever and headache. People feel pretty miserable and tired. They can get swollen glands. And then this typical rash develops, which is sort of pustular in form. And that's usually what's infectious.
The virus was first found in monkeys in 1958, hence the name. But rodents are now seen as the main...
You notice how in this video, this is Reuters, in this video, they left off where those monkeys were found. Now, my question is, do you guys think that that's something important that they should list? Should they specify where the monkeys were found? You see, because in the other video, they specified and they said that they were found in Denmark. This video, they don't, but the first thing that they showed was Nigeria.
Rodents are now seen as the main source of transmission. The virus spreads through close contact, both in spillovers from animal hosts and, less commonly, between humans. Transmission this time is puzzling experts. That's because a number of the cases in the UK have no known connection with each other. Only the first case, reported on May 6th, had recently travelled to Nigeria. The UK and US health officials also highlighted that the recent cases were predominantly among men who self-identified as gay or bisexual. One likely scenario behind the jump in cases is increased travel after COVID restrictions were lifted. Monkeypox puts virologists on the alert because it is in the smallpox family, although it causes less serious illness. Smallpox was eradicated by vaccination in 1980, and the shot has been phased out, but it also protects against monkeypox. Some epidemiologists say the winding down of vaccination campaigns has led to a jump in monkeypox cases.
So this is quite alarming from a public health point of view, and something that we...
So now, see, from a strategic standpoint, right, it's clear that for the most part, everybody shares the same sentiments, that what they're doing is they're trying to wait this out so they start to get an increase in cases of monkeypox with FBA so they can try to use us as the face of it. So since we know that, what kind of offensive moves do you make against that kind of thing? And my question is, who all have you seen doing those kind of moves?
Really need to get a grip of and control as quickly as we can. There's no need to panic here. This is not going to spread and get into the general population and cause an epidemic like coronavirus.
Now, you guys hear what that guy just said, right? You guys hear what that guy just said, right? I just want you guys to pay attention to what's going on in today's headlines. We might not get to this. WHO declares rapidly spreading monkeypox outbreak a global health emergency. Looks like he was wrong. It looks like that guy was extremely wrong. So now what?
has, giving smallpox vaccination to people who are at high risk of being exposed to monkeypox, or indeed shortly after they've got it, will prevent them from getting the infection. So that is one of the interventions that will be offered to contacts of people who have had monkeypox.
So what do you guys think about that? So actually, I think this is actually the next video that I had queued. We can just grab it from right here.
Well, a warm welcome to today's talk, Thursday, the 7th of July. Now, I've had a lot of requests to do an update on monkeypox, so we want to do that today. It looks basically like we can say now that monkeypox is a new sexually transmitted disease. The question is it going to become endemic?
Now, here's the question. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? In my opinion, that's a horrible thing. There should be a ton of people talking about this, especially since there's so many LGBTQ first Black people. You know what I mean? Seeing how this monkeypox hits LGBTQ first, you'd think that those LGBTQ first Black people would want to raise awareness. I don't know what to say. Yeah, exactly, RG. And we've been questioning this since the beginning. Why are they not talking about it the way that it needs to be talked about, in an honest and truthful light? You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man Cameron. What up with it, bro? Yeah, I watched this guy's channel. I watch a lot of healthcare and medical channels on YouTube, and this is one of the ones that I like.
Pandemic. And it's quite poignant for me, really, because I can remember the early days of HIV in the early 80s, having looked after one of the first HIV patients in the country when we called it HTLV positive way back in the early 80s. More on that in a minute. Now, just before we do that, I've been inundated with questions on the comments about the excess deaths that we've been looking at. We had firm data from that in the UK, and we had fairly strong anecdotal data and insurance company data to some extent from the United States. Everyone is asking, well, a lot of people are asking, do we know how many of these excess deaths are vaccinated and unvaccinated? Or have had one dose of vaccine, 2 doses of vaccine, no doses of vaccine? The answer is we don't know. We do not have that data. It is not provided by the Office for National Statistics, so we don't know. Like me, you might think that is a bit of an omission on the part of the Office for National Statistics. We'll hope we get more data shortly. Anyway, let's get on to monkeypox. Let's have a look at the data first of all. So we do see quite a sharp increase in the cases globally.
So again, according to the data, that guy that we watched in the last video was completely wrong. Look at the monkeypox increases over these periods of time. So clearly, it may not be moving at epidemic levels, but look at how much it's increasing. Look at how much the amount has increased from May to June. And what it's showing is that it's showing a trend of that as time goes on, the amount of average daily cases increases as time goes on. You see, as it says, May 12th, May 30th, June 9th, June 19th, June 6th, or July 6th. As time goes on, which is represented by the x-axis, the y-axis increases. So this is a serious problem, and it's not being discussed like it is.
Maybe a little bit of leveling off, but there again, we know that these cases are massively underreported. So we do see this increase. Now, country-wise, this is what we've got. Now, again, of course, this depends very much on the amount of testing that's done in the country. We believe there's not a lot of testing being done in the United States. So the actual situation in the States is a bit hard to tell. But let's look at what we do know, fairly firm data. So United Kingdom, again, we're under testing. So this is a minimum. And Germany leading the way, unfortunately. Then we come down. Next up, we've got United States, France, Portugal, Canada, Netherlands, Italy, Belgium, Ireland, and Australia. So they're the.
What do you guys notice about these countries? What do you guys notice about these countries? Do you guys notice anything interesting, or do you guys notice anything that sticks out immediately about these countries? What do you guys notice?
France, Portugal, Canada, Netherlands, Italy, Belgium, Ireland, and Australia. So they're the cumulative number of confirmed cases in those countries. Now let's get straight on and look at some detail on this now. And we're getting quite a bit of this. This is the first reference source here, monkeypox outbreak epidemiological overview, 5th of July 2022 from the UK government. Now, these are official government statistics. I know a lot of you
yeah, that's it. That's it. So now what I find fascinating is when we're talking about this, you know, we're not talking about like disparities. We're not talking about marginalized groups. We're not talking about all of the shameful reasons of why people are prone to these diseases. As a matter of fact, we're not even talking about monkeypox in terms of a specific demographic when it's clearly hitting a specific demographic. Have you guys noticed that? When have they talked about monkeypox as a, quote, community problem? When has monkeypox been discussed as a, quote, cultural problem? When have we talked about who all monkeypox affects? For whatever reason, when we talk about who monkeypox affects, the conversation somehow goes back to Africa, like where they say we all need to be. But my question is, it's already been established that this variant of monkeypox spreads different and is different than the one in Africa. Make it make sense.
question that. But a lot of the departments that produce these statistics are very good. So I think we can take these statistics as the best we've got. I think they're pretty good, but as the best we've got. Now, WHO is reconsidering calling a public health emergency. Of course, some of you might have deja vu there from 2020 and the SARS coronavirus 2 pandemic, where it took them ages to call a public health emergency, and it took them even longer to declare a pandemic, even though we've been calling them to do so on this channel for months before they actually did so. At the UK at the moment, monkeypox is what you call level 2, transmission within a defined subpopulation with a high number of close contacts. So let's hope we don't go to level 3 and 4. That's where we are at the moment. So as we know, zoonotic infection from animals. It's a monkeypox virus endemic in Western Central Africa, particularly Nigeria and Congo, particularly. Now, the cases that we have in the West, all over the world.
Again, like, you just have to pay very close attention to how the focus keeps getting put on West and Central Africa when it's running wild through Europe. It's not running wild through Africa. And also, this monkeypox is completely different. Now, I have some more questions. and we'll get into them.
Outbreak is mutations of the Nigerian strain, the West African strain. Now, this is fortunate because this one is serious, but less serious than this one. This one's got a much higher case fatality rate, many more deaths from this one. So we're fortunate in a sense that we've got the less pathogenic of the two, but that's not to minimize the situation. Now, the UK, between 2018 and 2021, there were 7 cases. 7. These were all epidemiologically linked to imported cases. So this was the original, what you might call the wild type virus before it mutated, coming into the country, travelers, sexual.
There it is.
This was the original, what you might call the wild type virus before it mutated, coming into the country, travelers, sexual contacts.
Travelers, sexual contacts. Travelers, sexual contacts. Now, I got a question for you guys. Do you all think that monkeypox and the European climate crisis have anything to do with each other? If you guys do, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 16 live viewers. Shouts out to everybody that's watching. If all 16 live viewers would take a moment and smash that like button, we'll have, as of right now, 27 likes. So please make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, make sure you share this video out. If you're not subscribed to this channel, wait no longer. Smash that bell icon.
Importing it into the country. So 4 were imported, 2 were household transmissions of imported cases. 1 was a healthcare worker who was looking after the patients. No documented community transmission until the 6th of May 2022. So that's when this current outbreak started. So you see, it's pretty recent, quite high numbers for it being so recent. Now, outbreak mainly so far, 96%, we believe at least 96% have been in homosexual and bisexual men. And this comes from...
there it is right there. Did you guys hear that? So, like, now what I want, the reason why I'm playing this and the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because here is a physician that has 2 million subscribers on YouTube who's literally saying the same thing that I've been saying for quite some time. Now, here's my question. Why do you think there's such a disinterest in monkeypox? That's my question for you guys.
Outbreak started. So you see, it's pretty recent, quite high numbers for it being so recent. Now, outbreak mainly so far, 96%, we believe at least 96% have been in homosexual and bisexual men. And this comes from, quite a bit of this comes from this technical briefing. It's all there. Do peruse it for yourself. You can download the full document. All really quite comprehensible from the UK government source. And of course, everything we're saying about monkeypox from the UK applies everywhere. It's the same. It seems to be the same mutated virus, which is causing problems around the world, as we've noted. So these people are without history of travel to endemic countries. In other words, this is caused by community spread. This is local spread that we're seeing. Cases got history of sexually transmitted. So of the people that have cases, 54% of them have history of a sexually transmitted disease in the last year. So these are people, mostly male homosexual activity, at risk of sexually transmitted disease, and 54% of them have had a sexually transmitted disease in the past, indicating that people who are taking part in this high-risk behavior are the ones that are being infected. And quite a lot have had 10 or more sexual partners in the last 3 months. 31.8%. So 31.8% of the people that have this infection had 10 or more sexual partners in the last 3 months.
Now, let me ask you guys a general consensus question. Is whether you're heterosexual or whether you're LGBTQ, is 10 sexual partners in 3 months, is that excessive? Yeah. The white people would definitely call this scientist a coon. You're saying too much. 10 sexual partners in 3 months. That's kind of a lot. Call me old school. You know, nowadays people are having sex with 10 people in a day, and you know, they don't think that that's much. Raging orgies, raging with metal spikes all over them. You know what I'm saying? Metal spikes and blood type rage. You know what I'm saying?
And quite a lot have had 10 or more sexual partners in the last 3 months. 31.8%. So 31.8% of the
I mean, what are they doing? They just getting rose budded. They just getting rose budded all over the place. Like, sheesh.
people that have this infection had 10 or more sexual partners in the last 3 months.
Now, why are we not talking about the behavior of like quazillion issues with having 10 or more sexual partners in the last 3 months? I want to ask you guys a question. What issues do you see with having 10 sexual partners in 3 months? Oh, God. Cameron says, how can they hold their bowels with their hands?
10 or more sexual partners in the last 3 months. Some might think that moderation is called for. So
he said some might say moderation is cordial. I say first they get flew out, then they get blued out.
In the past, indicating that people who are taking part in this high-risk behavior are the ones that are being infected. And quite a lot have had 10 or more sexual partners in the last 3 months. 31.8%. So 31.8% of the people.
That's literally getting turned out like finagling baloney. Oh God, that's getting turned out like finagling baloney. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine you know how you undo a pair of socks. You know how the socks be balled up and put together? Imagine doing that with a piece of bologna or a cold cut. I mean, is it really that good, or are they just that dedicated? Like, which one is it? Oh my God, man. Oh man. Oh Lord. Like the sleeve on a baggy sweater. Oh, it's just like going to war. Fire in the hole. Ugh. Oh. Motherfuckers jumping in and out of manhole like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. God damn.
That have this infection had 10 or more sexual partners in the last 3 months. Some might think that moderation is called for.
Fire in the black hole. Oh, God. Jesus, man. I mean, I just don't understand it. I don't understand. Oh, God, I don't understand it. I don't understand it, y'all. I don't. I truly don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Getting harpooned 10 times a month, unraveling the baloney. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Tammy. Facts. Nothing can escape it. Even light. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Y'all remember that song? It's no escaping it. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum bum 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 ba dum. There's no escaping it. No one's ready to deal with us. We got monkeypox. We got monkeypox. No one's ready to deal with us. Oh, damn. Oh, man. These motherfuckers act like they fucking riding down the rainbow slide with no pants on, getting splinters. The beat nuts. That's what's happening to these motherfuckers. They beating nuts and coming back with the heebie-jeebies.
So these are people with very high levels of homosexual sexual activity.
Very high
Monkeypox
levels.
is being transmitted in interconnected
Very
sexual
high
networks that sustain sexually transmitted.
The physician said that these are people that have very high levels. Are they running around with their voices the way they are? Hairy and hot. Hopping around like a motherfucking pogo stick. You know what I'm saying? Raging orgies. Is it really that good? Who are all these people that these people are with? I mean, who else is there? I mean, there's your partner, but who are the other motherfucking 9 people? It's just not enough. Oh, what is wrong with you? See, like, something wrong with your ass. You know what I'm saying? Literally, something's wrong with your ass. Literally. Or else motherfuckers wouldn't be able to unwrap it like a Christmas gift wrapped in fucking bologna. Shit.
Infection transmission, direct quote from the, I think that one's a direct quote from the government technical briefing, or it might be from, oh no, that's the vaccination one. So I'm looking at these 3 government briefings for this information, and we'll have European information as well. Now, UK up to the.
I mean, just talking about this shit, I be feeling like I need to go take a shower. This is different than getting bit by some kind of rodent and then you mess around and get monkeypox. You about to get blew out like a bullseye on a damn dartboard 10 times a month. You know what I'm saying? And then talk about you got these rashes. Like, what? What are y'all doing at these damn orgies and parties or whatever the hell this shit is y'all involved in? This is some straight up degeneracy. I'm telling you, this is leprosy. This is leprosy in the flesh.
4th of July 2022, 1,351 laboratory confirmed cases. So these are actually confirmed by viral studies identifying the presence of the virus. There's more cases than that are just clinical, and of course there's many more cases than that haven't been detected, have not been picked up. So this is spreading round. And that's work done by the Rare and Imported Pathogens Laboratory. So these people are specialists in this. They're good at this. Scotland, 40 cases, 11 in Northern Ireland, 15 in Wales, 1,285 in England. Most of those, 77% in London. This is partly a founder effect because we believe that the people that originally brought it, we believe from Nigeria, we believe they went to London, and also London, I suppose quite a few municipal centres are really, but London is there's a lot of gay male homosexual communities in London and outlets for that sort of behaviour.
Oh.
6 confirmed cases in women. Now, the cases in women.
Notice how he said outlets for that kind of, quote, behavior. I want you guys to pay attention to that. Did you guys pay attention to that? He said outlets for that kind of, quote, behavior. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we have 19 live viewers. Shouts out and thank you to everybody that's watching. Please make sure you guys smash that like button. All right. If everybody smashes that like button, we'll have 32. And that's where we need to be at. So please make sure you smash that like.
We don't know. We're simply not told if these are sexually transmitted. So are these people that live in the same household as people that are infected? Or are they sexual partners?
No, these are women who have husbands who think that they have a good man, and their husband is lifting his skirt up, bending himself over, getting Oscar Mayer and rosebudded 10 times a month by 10 different other people. And then going back home to his wife talking about, I love you, honey. That's who that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We simply don't know that yet. But we do know that 6 women only have been confirmed infections. So the vast majority of this is in male homosexual communities. Monkeypox outbreak vaccination strategy. So that's this one. This describes the vaccination strategy that can be implemented. Now, the vaccine involved is called smallpox modified vaccine, Ankara Bavarian Nordic.
Yeah, they getting Oscar Mayer. You guys remember that other brand of hot dogs called Ballpark? These motherfuckers is going to 10 different lots of months and getting balls parked inside of them each time. Nasty. Yeah, nasty.
So you can probably work out that this is not a monkeypox vaccine. It is a smallpox vaccine. There is no vaccine approved for monkeypox. But because of the similarities between that wretched disease, smallpox, that killed so many hundreds of millions of people throughout human history, and monkeypox, there's a crossover, there's cross immunity. Now, it's believed by most authorities in this field that vaccinating before exposure will have some degree of protection. We don't know what the efficacy level is, but some degree of protection against infection and or severe disease. Now, at the moment, people that are exposed are being vaccinated after exposure because they're going to produce quite a good antibody response within about 10 to 14 days after vaccination. Whether that works or not, we don't know. We simply don't know. We don't have data on it. It makes sense that it should do. That's why it's being done. But we don't actually have firm data on that. So it's being used for pre and post exposure.
What up with it, Sugar Bomb?
Now, this vaccine committee, they're wondering who to vaccinate at the moment. So they're using markers of high risk.
Now, here's my question. Okay, so it says using markers of high risk behavior. They're talking around the points. Not him per se, because he's getting his data from that report from the UK's CDC equivalent organization. You know what I'm saying? So what I want y'all to do is, we're going to go back to him in a second. I want y'all to listen to this. Check this out right here.
The risk from monkeypox is far lower than the risk of a military confrontation. And tonight, the World Health Organization has ruled out the need for mass vaccinations. CTV's Heather Butts on the point.
Now, you guys know that this is an old article. because this is back when they were ruling out mass vaccinations. What are they doing now? So I heard that monkeypox is the worst. Brotsworths.
To dispel stigma and the possible source.
Now you see this? The stigma. Now they messing with monkeypox. Why they get a newscaster named Heather Butts on the push? Heather Butts. You know what I'm saying? They think they're funny, but they're not.
The risk from monkeypox is far lower than the risk of a military confrontation.
Heather
And tonight,
Butts.
the World Health Organization has ruled out the need for mass vaccination.
I bet you after the news, when they be talking like in the break room, she'll be like, "Oh yeah, you know, me and Seymour, me and Seymour have been married for 50 years. It's going great. You know, we adopted 2 little kids from Kenya." Then like 3 months after that, oh my God, we're gonna lose everything. Why? Seymour was involved in a police-related shooting. What happened? It was a traffic stop gone bad, and he pulled over a black guy. Seymour Butts about to get torn up in jail. He about to get monkeypox.
Nations. CTV's Heather Butts on the push to dispel stigma and the possible source.
Raves in Europe are what may have sparked the international.
Did you just see it? That's what. Now, how do you go from a rave to some black hands? Like, are you serious? See, techno music, boom, 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 to the motherland. I mean, that what? And then all of a sudden they in the motherland. You got white people with bottled water, pouring bottled water all over the place, rolling on X pills, rolling on that ecstasy. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you know, we're in Kenya. I've never seen nothing like it. This transition went from, hey, dude, you got any fucking X pills? To, nigga, how did you find me here? I was on the run from some lazy akatas. That's why they have not caught me. How does that happen?
Raves in Europe are what may have sparked the international.
And raves in Europe with African hands with craters in them. That motherfucker looked like he caught a space shuttle with his hands. Oh, shit. You old light side of the moon, palm having ass motherfucker. Like, that's your ass get for fucking around at that damn rave. Nigga, I was hanging out with my Mazungu friends, and next thing I know, I had holes all over my hand, and I couldn't sit down for a week. This motherfucker looked like he caught a space shuttle with his hands. We just shot the Tesla into the atmosphere, and we're losing power on engine number 5. We're going down. Mayday, mayday, we're going down. Nigga, no worries. I am here. Steer it into the motherland, and I catch it with my bare hands. I got something weird over the radar. It sounded like a civilian saying to steer the ship into Africa and he'd catch it with his bare hands. Now, them some hard work hands. You know what I'm saying? Them hands look like the hands that have mined $20 million worth of gold. But I don't know what the hands is that messed up from. Mining the gold or getting it all cut up and beat up from counting the gold and then handing it over to a Chinese person. I don't know.
Monkeypox outbreak. An advisor to the World Health Organization says the leading theory is focused on sexual behavior among gay and bisexual men at 2 events in Spain and Belgium.
Man, I bet you it smells like ass and Vienna sausage there. Look at this, look at this. Look, you see this pool? Literal hot dog water. That's a nice ass club, too. That's a nice ass venue. I don't think they make a bleach wipe big enough to deal with this situation. This is the only time I agree with chemtrails. This is the only time I think that chemtrails are appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go ahead. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 20 live viewers. Shouts out and thank you to all 20 people who are watching. You guys are awesome. If everybody smashes that like button, we will be at 35 likes. So please smash that like button and help us get to that 35 likes.
And Belgium. The WHO now working to destigmatize the virus.
We're seeing, some cases amongst
I think that they've done a marvelous job destigmatizing the virus. The virus kind of stigmatizes itself. Would you guys agree with that? The virus kind of stigmatizes itself. What do you guys think? If you guys agree that the virus stigmatizes itself, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, you don't think that the virus stigmatizes itself, give me a thumbs down. Just my opinion, the virus kind of stigmatizes itself. I mean, we know who's getting it. We know who's giving it. We know where it's coming from. We know how and why it's spreading. And it's all concentrated into a nice, even package. Boom. Facts, Tammy, because they're never concerned about when there's a stigma on a black person. If you guys agree with Tammy, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Seeing, some cases amongst men who have sex with men. This is not a gay disease, as some people in social media have attempted.
What kind of disease is it then? What kind of disease is it? Okay, let me ask everybody in here. You heard what this guy just said. Is that a true statement? And my question is, if it is a true statement, what kind of disease is it then?
Amongst men who have sex with men, this is not a gay disease, as some people in social media have attempted to label it.
But there is already fear of discrimination over another disease.
People might directly scapegoat or target the LGBTQ2+ community. I mean, we saw it with HIV and AIDS. We saw it most recently with COVID-19 and targeting Asian American communities and Asian Canadian communities.
David Hawkins wasn't alive during the height of the AIDS crisis, but knows the dangers of false information.
It isn't sexually transmitted in any way, but
what?
There is still always that possibility it will get lumped in with the other STIs.
So what? Okay, well then how? What? What? Look. Now, I want you guys to see this and pay very close attention to this. Because my question is, why are they allowed to make assertions like this and nothing happens to their social media? Nothing happens to this video. But if I simply give an opinion about COVID, my channel gets a strike. Why is he allowed to make those assumptions, but we're not even allowed to talk about C19 like that? You see? That's the question, guys. And in my opinion, that's an extremely important question. In my opinion, that is a question that should not and cannot go unanswered.
It's already fear of discrimination over another disease.
People might directly scapegoat or target the LGBTQ2 plus community. I mean, we saw it with HIV and AIDS. We saw it most recently with COVID-19.
So basically, what this is that they're covering because this community fears being targeted. So since they fear being targeted, we're gonna forego reality and just make up something. And that's exactly it, Muffet. You're right. Absolutely, 110%. And that's one of the points that I try to get people to understand.
Directly scapegoat or target the LGBTQ2 plus community. I mean, we saw it with HIV and AIDS. We saw it most recently with COVID-19 and targeting Asian American communities and Asian Canadian communities.
David Hawkins wasn't alive during the height of the AIDS crisis, but knows the dangers of false information.
It isn't sexually transmitted in any way, but there is still always that possibility it will get lumped in with the other STIs.
Spread through close contact, and with nearly 200 suspected and confirmed cases, it's the worst outbreak outside Africa. The UK Health Authority is on alert.
Now,
as
did
it
you guys see
reported
that?
another
You see how they
36
have to
cases
continue?
in England.
I want you guys to pay very close attention. They didn't do. They keep talking about Africa and showing black hands, but they didn't do this with coronavirus. As a matter of fact, it's damn near illegal to talk about coronavirus and Asians in the same sentence. But the media keeps purposely putting black people in proximity of monkeypox as if this is somehow our problem. And it was also discovered in a lab in Denmark, in a Danish lab.
I think we're looking very carefully at the circumstances of transmission.
President Biden says he doesn't foresee the U.S. enacting the same 21-day quarantine rules implemented in Belgium.
I just don't think it rises to the level of the kind of concern that existed with COVID-19, but I think people should be careful.
The WHO says more cases are likely in countries where the disease is not typically found.
There goes Heather Butts. There goes Heather Butts. You guys think that she has to have a permit for the toys that she keeps in her drawer, or no?
So far, infections have not been severe, and there's no evidence that the monkeypox virus has mutated. Omar.
All right, Heather.
Does she have to have a permit for her drawer of toys, or no? Or a special operating license, or no? What do y'all think? All right, so well, we're gonna go back and listen to our physician here. All right, and I forget where we were at in this video. If I recall correctly, I think we were about right here. Okay, I think we were about right there. Okay, so let's get this. Hold on real quick, guys. Sorry about that. Hold on real quick. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, 10 partners. I'm still tripping off of 10 partners. Like, that's insane. You know what I'm saying? That's way too many. How many people think that 10 partners is an appropriate amount of sexual conduct or contact? With 10 partners in 3 months. Like, that is just unrealistic. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 25 people watching. Shouts out to all 25 people who are watching, and we got 19 likes. If everybody takes a moment and smashes that like button, we will have 44 likes. All right, so let's get us to 44. Smash that like button and help us out. All right.
This is spreading round, and that's work done by the Rare and Imported Pathogens Laboratory. So these people are specialists in this. They're good at this. Scotland, 40 cases, 11 in Northern Ireland, 15 in Wales, 1,285 in England. Most of those, 77% in London. This is partly a founder effect because we believe that the people that originally brought it, we believe from Nigeria, we believe they went to London, and also London. I suppose quite a few municipal centres are really, but London is there's a lot of gay male homosexual communities in London and outlets for that sort of behaviour. 6 confirmed cases in women. Now, the cases in women, we don't know. We're simply not told.
Now, everybody that's in here, I want you guys to type in your best guess of how women got monkeypox. What is your best guess? What do you guys think happened? How did these women get monkeypox?
If these are sexually transmitted. So are these people that live in the same household as people that are infected? Or are they sexual partners?
My man Black Star Racer. What up, bro?
We simply don't know that yet. But we do know that 6 women only have been confirmed infection. So the vast majority of this is in male homosexual communities. Monkeypox outbreak vaccination strategy. So that's this one. This describes the vaccination strategy that can be implemented. Now, the vaccine involved is called smallpox modified vaccine, Ankara Bavarian Nordic. So you can probably work out that this is not a monkeypox vaccine. It is a smallpox vaccine. There is no vaccine approved for monkeypox. But because of the similarities between that wretched disease, smallpox, that killed so many hundreds of millions of people throughout human history, and monkeypox, there's a crossover, there's cross immunity. Now, it's believed by most authorities in this field that vaccinating before exposure will have some degree of protection. We don't know what the efficacy level is, but some degree of protection against infection and or severe disease. Now, at the moment, people that are exposed are being vaccinated after exposure because they're going to produce quite a good antibody response within about 10 to 14 days after vaccination. Whether that works or not, we don't know. We simply don't know. We don't have data on it. It makes sense that it should do. That's why it's being done. But we don't actually have firm data on that. So it's being used for pre and post exposure. Now, this vaccine committee, they're wondering who to vaccinate at the moment. So they're using markers of.
All right. So my thing is they're wondering who to vaccinate at the moment. We know who needs these vaccinations. My question is, why would anybody be wondering who needs the vaccinations when we know the target community that this thing affects? Is anybody unclear who they think the people are that should receive the vaccination? Is there anybody here that's unclear? Who do you all feel should be getting vaccinated for this?
High-risk behavior similar to those to decide eligibility for HIV pre-exposure prophylaxis. Now, this HIV pre-exposure prophylaxis it's actually one of the treatments that can be used for treating HIV. And people that are engaged in high-risk activity can take one of these pills every day, and that'll reduce their chances of contracting HIV by about 99%. We know that these are effective. Some people might question the legitimacy of spending NHS funding to facilitate this sort of behaviour, but that is what we're doing now. It is currently available free on the health service, only on prescription. These criteria would include a recent history of multiple sexual partners, participating in, I'm sorry, this is rather delicate material, participating in group sex, attending sex on premises venues, basically mass orgy situations.
What was that?
Or proxy markers such as a recent
mass orgy situations. How is that acceptable? And why isn't this being talked about in the public? Like, I mean, like my thing is the same thing that I've been saying. You have to go through extreme lengths. Like, this is not your average everyday LGBTQ. This is not your average everyday LGBTQ. This is something different. So for when people try to sit there and say, "Oh, well, you're being homophobic," no, because most LGBTQ couples do not operate like this. This is something else. Mass orgies. I want you guys to pay very close attention.
Of spending NHS funding to facilitate this sort of behaviour, but that is what we're doing now. It is currently available free on the health service, only on prescription. These criteria would include a recent history of multiple sexual partners, participating in, I'm sorry, this is rather delicate material, participating in group sex, attending sex on premises venues, basically mass orgy situations, or proxy markers such as a recent bacterial sexually transmitted disease, such as gonorrhea would be the most common. Now, let's look now at what the Europeans are saying about this. They do have a little bit. They have a little bit to add from this report here. Joint European CDC WHO Regional Office for Europe Monkeypox Surveillance Bulletin as of the 7th of July. So always good to be as up to date as possible. Now, just part of the concern here. I've got a couple of concerns here, really. One is that even though this isn't massive numbers, I'm really concerned that children are more susceptible from household spread. Children can get quite sick with monkeypox. That's one thing. We don't want pregnant women catching this infection as well, because that could add adverse effect on the child developing inside the mother. So that is another concern. And we don't see it so much now, but I've certainly worked with a lot of people who had severe smallpox scarring from smallpox. Hundreds of millions of people have.
So I think with this, we've heard enough. No offense to the doctor, but I think we've heard enough. We got our answer, and the doctor is on the same page as we are. So it's not just me. It's not just me saying this. Now, that then makes you ask the question about things like this. Monkeypox. U.S. confirms first 2 cases in children. Now, this is concerning here. This is concerning here because why are kids turning up with monkeypox? How does that work? Again, there was less people when I asked this question the first time. I'm going to have to ask this question again. How does that work when children get monkeypox? That's the question. How does that happen? concerning and infuriating. I gotta agree with Katsy. Look at this. The first 2 U.S. pediatric cases of monkeypox have been reported by health officials as a national outbreak continues to take root. One patient is a California toddler, and the other is a non-U.S. resident infant who was transiting through the Washington, D.C. area. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control said both children were doing well. Children under 8 are at high risk of severe monkeypox, said the agency. Okay, why? Why are they at severe risk? Why would a child be at severe risk of monkeypox? Does that make any sense? How would a child be at severe risk of monkeypox? How would that happen? And why would that happen? Why would a child be at severe risk of monkeypox, guys? Does that make any sense? See, to me, it doesn't make any sense. That's why we got to keep asking this question. What's the demographic of the child? Is that child part of a LGBTQ family? Is it one of those families that have 2 white males as the father and, quote, the mother? That's the question. More than 2,500 cases of the virus have been recorded across the country. Most cases have been detected among gay and bisexual men in frequent sexual contact. Well, then what does that mean that the likelihood is of how the kids got it? I'm going to read this part again. Most cases have been detected among gay and bisexual men in frequent sexual contact. So what does that tell you about the way that the children probably got it? That's not good. Now, here's my question. Do you guys think that we're going to start to see more cases like this? Now, my question is, what's that going to do when there starts to be more children exposed that have monkeypox? Is that going to set off any alarms? I don't think kids have any business with monkeypox. So now here it says, but the CDC is now aware of at least 8 cases in cisgender women, the agency told reporters on Friday. Okay, that still does not take anything away from the LGBTQ men who are bathing in male juices in their pastime. So, me personally, I see this as highly concerning. Especially as it relates to kids coming up with monkeypox. Highly, highly concerning. Male juices. Ugh, by Minute Maid. Ugh, by Minute AIDS. Monkeypox is not considered purely a sexually transmitted infection. The disease is also passed on by close contact with an infected person. Now, before, it wasn't being talked about as a STI at all. As a matter of fact, they had specifically came out and said that it wasn't. Now they're changing their tune on it, as you can see. The virus typically causes pimple-like rashes, which can be extremely itchy. So now what I find interesting is that nowhere in here do they ask the question of how children would have gotten it. And yes, please make sure you guys listen to AB Promotions and please smash that like button. Also, make sure you guys share the video out. Share, share, share. Look at this.
I believe I come into contact with monkeypox just through a general touch of someone, a friend of mine. A few days down the line, I then started to feel symptoms. I was feeling quite nauseous at times, very tired, and then more physical signs started to show. It started to appear around my genitalia. I had spots, small spots, probably the size of half the size of my fingernail, rounded, and they were like blister spots. They started off really small, and then they had grown like a black inner circle. The skin started to fall off, and then that's when it was like very painful. I never thought that it would be something that I would get or be one of the first to have. Later on, with the monkeypox, it started appearing over my body.
If these people, for the most part, are going to these demonic events where there's semen swapping between 10 men in a 3-month period, I mean, do you really think that in that situation you're not going to transmit or catch any kind of disease? Seriously? Kind of naive.
The spots around my genitals to my body were very different. The one of my genitals were a lot larger and they had grown over time, whereas the ones on my body had stayed the same, size, but didn't have the black inner circle. The advice that I can give is just to keep yourself to yourself as much as possible. You don't have to go around hugging everyone, kissing everyone. You can still have a good time, enjoy yourselves, cover up as much as you can. If possible. Once you get monkeypox, you start actually understanding, and only when you've had it, you actually understand the full severity of it.
So, yeah, there's that. Okay. So now here it says WHO officials have been meeting this week to determine if the virus should be declared a public health emergency of international concern, its highest alert. And as you guys know, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. There's also a growing concern in the U.S. that monkeypox rapid spread could see it become entrenched as an STI, similar to herpes or gonorrhea. So they're actively trying to make it so that herpes or so that monkeypox is not considered an STI. You're reading it right there. You're reading it right there, ladies and gentlemen. On Sunday, former U.S. Food and Drug Administration Commissioner Scott Gottlieb said the country was likely at the cusp of seeing the virus become endemic. I think the window for getting control of this and containing it probably has closed. And if it hasn't closed, it's certainly starting to close, he told CBS News Face the Nation program. Ladies and gentlemen, We called this. We called this. All people need to do is just go back and watch the monkeypox playlists. We called this. WHO declares rapidly spreading monkeypox outbreak a global health emergency. It is no longer up for debate. This is what's happening. The WHO declared monkeypox a global health emergency. This is an article that was published Saturday, July 23rd of 2022 at 10:13 a.m. This is fairly new. Shit, this is hot off the press. This is hot off the press. The rare designation means the WHO now views the outbreak as a significant enough threat to global health that a coordinated international response is needed. We have not heard the last of monkeypox, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. The WHO last issued a global health emergency in January of 2020 in response to the COVID-19 outbreak. Europe is the epicenter of the outbreak. Right now, men who have sex with men are the community at the highest risk. If Europe is the epicenter and men who have sex with men are the community at the highest risk, why are black people the face of homosexuality and LGBTQ when we have blossoming, budding, and bulging buttholes in Europe that are ripe with monkeypox at the highest rate of any place in the world? Why are these very people, same people, trying to plaster us all over the face or all over the place when they go to these orgies and get plastered all over the face? Can somebody explain? Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody explain that? They doing civil rights era reenactments, except for getting pressure sprayed all over the place with sperm instead of water hoses. Like, and then coming back talking about they got a disease. Oh God. Oh, RG Titan. You ever seen how the wind blows and like the boards on like shutters will be moving and shit like that? Booty cheeks literally flapping through the wind like a flag, flying like a flag. Booty cheeks flapping far behind. Oh, damn. I don't know, man. The WHO chief said that global risk is moderate, but the threat is high in Europe. Man, the threat is high. Them motherfuckers be spreading ass cheeks like I can't believe it's not butter. Shit. Damn. You better cool it now. Or just look, when it comes to monkeypox, they done lost control. They done lost control. Oh man, it's bad out here. It's bad out here. Stop showing all these damn black people. Start showing them pictures of the Greeks that they show for every damn thing else when they say that somebody did something first. Y'all got monkeypox first. Go show a picture of a Greek man in a dress with a sword. That's one thing that you get a lot of on Black Light Revelations is mental imagery that you could probably do without. You know what I'm saying? The World Health Organization has activated its highest alert level for the growing monkeypox outbreak, declaring the virus a public health emergency of international concern. I mean, it really isn't. None of us are going to be engaged in this kind of activity. I don't have a train running on me scheduled for like midnight. I don't have a human centipede scheduled. Do you? There's not about to be 10 freight trains burrowing through a mouse hole anytime soon. So I don't think as many people are going to get it or prone to get it as they are trying to make it out to be. How many people in here have how many people in here have scheduled wall demolition? Does anybody have scheduled wall demolition by 10 candidates? Terrible visual image. Oh man. No one's gonna be hanging out with the world-class wrecking crew. Okay. Well, I don't think anybody's at risk then. The rare designation means the WHO now views the outbreak as significant enough threat to global health that a coordinated international response is needed to prevent the virus from spreading further and potentially escalating into a pandemic. Although the declaration does not impose requirements on national governments, it serves as an urgent call for action. The WHO can only issue guidance and recommendation to its member states, not mandates. Member states are required to report events that pose a threat to global health. The UN agency declined last month to declare a global emergency in response to monkeypox. Remember this? Now look what's happened. But infections have increased substantially over the past several weeks, pushing WHO General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus to issue the higher alert. This motherfucker's name is an actual ad hominem. Ad hominem. That's crazy. Uh-oh, Richard. I'm not even interviewing for the position, but are you getting in the position, though? Have you practiced your yoga position so that you can wrap your hands around your ankles twice while doing the splits? Waiting for the line of 10. This is ridiculous and self-induced. Oh my God. I didn't know that there was a pose called Vienna sausage in yoga. I was not aware of that. You can't even reach my knees. They'll help you. They'll help you. So we're gonna actually, I would say we're gonna touch on this later. But I actually feel like I need to wash my hands, my body, and my brain. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the information about this particular topic that I had in the title, we will go over that as well. We're probably going to do it Sunday. Okay. That'll probably go down Sunday. I'll have the premiere window up. You guys can hit the bell icon there. You guys can smash that like button. You guys can share it out to all of your followers. And we will continue this discussion on Sunday. And I'm sure by Sunday, more information will have come out about this. Okay. Are they sore after 10 partners? I don't know. The nerve tissue is probably dead. Probably pulsating, and clumps of blood that look like Smucker's strawberry jelly are just dropping all over the place involuntarily. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers blotting handkerchiefs on their ass and shit. You know? That shit hits the ground, plops down, and jiggles for a little bit before it stops. Having intimate moments. I just don't know. Ever since I went to that party, things just haven't been the same. Well, what's wrong? My ass hangs outside of me. Oh, God. The doctor would be like, what? My ass hangs outside of me. And I'm going to miss the next party. You know, it's a rage. There's actually a condition where that happens, and it's called rectocele. You know what I'm saying? It's called rectocele. Anal prolapse. Yeah. It's when your ass literally, your interior, you know what I'm saying, literally just gives up. When your asshole loses the battle with gravity. Some people have that happen to their titties. Other people have it happen to the inside of their ass. You know what I'm saying? I think that might happen from repeated trauma. And I don't know what you consider repeated trauma, but 10 guys over the course of 3 months definitely sounds to me like that ass went through some trauma. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, players and pimps, if you have not smashed that like button, make sure you smash that like button. If you have not hit the bell icon, hit that bell. Also, make sure that you guys subscribe to all of my backup channels, and I will catch you all on the next video, which, remember, guys, will be on Sunday. I'll have the premiere window up shortly. All right? Peace.